Hi, I'm BJ Smith, 17-year digital marketing veteran and the host of the Busy Marketer podcast. What you're about to hear is the listener's question segment from episode 12 of my show. Be sure to check out the full episode, including my interview with Erik Huberman of Hawke Media that answers the question, should you outsource your marketing team? Just visit thebusymarketer.com/12, the number 12. Enjoy this segment. Today's listener question comes from Elijah. Elijah writes, I hear people like Pat Flynn, Michael Hyatt, and John Lee Dumas talk about exercise being important to keep their mind sharp. I've heard you say you're a runner and you have small kids. How do you find the time to exercise as a busy marketer? Elijah, you're all on top of one of my favorite subjects. I used to ask myself the same question until about 2.5 years ago. You inspired me so much by this question that on my morning run, I shot a video. You already understand the importance of exercise, or at least you've heard it from other people. I'm going to play this audio from this 3-minute video for the sake of everyone else so that they understand why I run and why it's important for busy marketers to exercise too. I share in the blog post that accompanies this video some ideas for fitting a workout into your busy schedule, and I'll share a couple of those after this video. Take a listen. I started running originally about 10 years ago. I was running on the treadmill for about 20 minutes a day, a few times a week. I even tried running a few 5Ks that year, but it never really clicked with me. I was bored, or maybe I didn't have a good enough reason yet. So when I met my wife later that year, I found it much more enjoyable to spend time with her than run on that treadmill. I soon stopped altogether. Fast forward about 2.5 years ago, let's say 3, since it really took me a good 6 months to get started, I found myself having a hard time focusing on tasks. I started getting the urge to run again, but I didn't really link the two together until much later. One day I was in my backyard with my 3-year-old, and I couldn't even keep up with him for 5 minutes. That's when I realized I needed to do something. I started taking my lunch breaks to run around the warehouse. When spring arrived, I took it outside and started to fall in love with the sport. Being outside with nature got rid of the boredom and helped me to go further than I had before. Once I broke through that 20-minute barrier, that's when the run became much more comfortable and exciting. During those first few months, I started noticing something incredible. Not only could I keep up with my kids, but my moods were better. I had more patience. I was less prone to procrastination. I found my focus. Now I understand that exercise is vital to any busy marketer. Not just the health benefits, but it makes you better at your job. Here's why. Sleep. Regular exercise means you'll get a better night's rest, and that's essential to brain activity, and that leads to better focus and the ability to concentrate for longer periods of time. You're less likely to procrastinate. Procrastination is often a sign of fatigue and mood swings, both of which are helped by exercise. More energy means you get more things done. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Doesn't exercise use energy? Think of it like a muscle. The more you use that muscle or exercise that muscle, the bigger its strength capacity gets. Have you ever wondered how some people seem to have endless amounts of energy, while others can barely make it through the morning? It's because those people have a greater capacity to store energy. I like the way the guys at Asian Efficiency put it. Look at it like a car. Some cars have smaller fuel tanks that will run out of gas faster than similar cars with larger fuel tanks. It's the same with people. Energy is stored in your muscles, and when you properly exercise those muscles, their capacity increases, allowing you to have more energy throughout the day. When you have more energy, greater focus, and are less prone to procrastination, you become a productive and efficient busy marketer. Be sure to read my article on exercise and productivity at thebusymarketer.com/exercise. Until next time, remember to focus on the important tasks and have a productive week. Okay, that was my normal sign off, but don't go anywhere just yet. The video really talks about the importance of exercise and how it can improve your focus, but it doesn't necessarily address Elijah's question of how to fit that workout into your schedule. In that blog post address that I mentioned, thebusymarketer.com/exercise, I give several tips for working out during the workday. I got started by running on my lunch hour. I packed food and gear for the day that allowed me to get the proper nourishment, change my clothes, and clean up even after running in 90+ degree weather and East Coast humidity. I ran 3 times a week during lunch. On weekends, I have a deal with my wife. One morning, I get up early with the kids and let her sleep in, and the next, she gets up with the kids and lets me sleep in. I traded my sleep time for running time, and I always make sure that I'm back in time, the time that I normally would get up, so I didn't put extra stress on my wife and I didn't lose out on any family time. Sometimes that meant walking out the door at 4 o'clock in the morning. Not only did I run those 5Ks, but later that same year, I accomplished a half marathon, which is 13.1 miles. The next year, this past year, I ran a trail marathon, which is 26.2 miles. Now, there's a lot of you out there going, that's what those stickers mean. I thought I didn't have time to run. My day always started at 5:30 in the morning because that's what I had to do to help get my kids ready for school and get everybody to work on time. I would have something to do constantly until falling into bed that night of exhaustion. And then I started to run because I made room for what was important. And you can too. I'd love to hear how some of you fit a workout into your busy schedule. Share with everybody by leaving a comment below, and be sure to give the video a thumbs up on YouTube. Thank you for your question, Elijah. If you have a question you'd like answered on the show, visit thebusymarketer.com/ask. There's a Google widget that will call your phone and let you leave a voice message. Please use that because I'd love to play some of your messages on the air. Feel free to leave the name of your company or your blog. Who knows? You may inspire me to make another video to answer your question. Thanks.